Hello, I'm Kamal Santamaria. This is Counting the Cost on Al Jazeera, your weekly look at the world of business and economics. This week, big guns in the United States. It's convention time for the National Rifle Association at a time of huge political division and when military-style firepower is becoming a multi-million-dollar legal growth industry. As gun ownership rises, we'll show you how attempts to rein in gun violence are benefiting the makers of the guns themselves. The US gun industry is one we could look at any time on this program, but with more shootings happening, an election coming up, and the NRA's annual convention taking place, it does seem like an opportune moment. The NRA is the US National Rifle Association, and the convention is both a trade show for shooting and hunting and a massive political and social event. US President Barack Obama's efforts to introduce stricter gun control has had little impact, partly because the NRA uses the billions it receives from gun manufacturers to block legislation. And of course, the more you try to control access to something, the more people seem to want it. We've seen a surge in the number of guns sold. The FBI has conducted more background checks since the system went into place last year. Handgun maker Smith & Wesson rose to its highest value ever after President Obama announced new restrictions back in January. And first quarter profits at Sturm Ruger & Co., the largest publicly traded gun maker, beat all the analyst forecasts. And the result of all this? Well, there are now more guns than people in the United States, an estimated 270 to 310 million of them, which of course means manufacturing is going very well. According to the US Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco and Firearms, 10.9 million guns rolled off the production line in 2013, nearly twice that of 2009. Buying a gun, it's convenient at the least. There are over 50,000 licensed gun retailers in the US. That's more gun shops than McDonald's restaurants. And all of that translates into money, an industry which employs, well, close to 100,000 people and generates roughly $32 billion in revenue every year. The gun industry grows and the voices in favour of gun ownership stay just as strong. Let's speak to one such voice. Joining us via Skype from Atlanta, Georgia is Jerry Henry, Executive Director of GeorgiaCarry.org, which advocates for Second Amendment rights in the state. Jerry, I don't want to so much focus on the right to bear arms because that is actually a separate argument. I want to talk to you about the gun industry. Because the thing with any industry is that it needs to give back in some way, be it through employment or taxes, community work, these sorts of things. Can you explain to me the way that the gun industry truly gives back to the United States? Because it's a huge industry and we know all about what it can take away.
It is, and they do it in other ways, just other than what you said. There's a big big group of hunters around here that put millions and millions of dollars into the local and state economies by buying license to go out and hunt deer or whatever game they might be hunting. That brings in a tremendous amount of money, and that goes to the Department of Natural Resources in most states to keep our wildlife preserved. We spend more money on that than we do anything else.
So the amount of money that comes in from buying and selling guns, again, I want to get more of an idea of where that actually goes, which means looking at politics and lobbying, and really, is that where the money should be going?
Well, the money that comes in from the gun industry basically is private enterprise. The people who are making the firearms and selling them are making money, as any industry would be doing, as are the dealers, the people that are selling them to the public. It's not just to continue to try to lobby for more gun rights. We lobby for gun rights. GeorgiaCarry.org, for instance, we don't spend any money lobbying for gun rights. We do it with our people to go down and talk to our legislators. And most states do that. There's a misconception that the NRA spends tons and tons of money trying to get politicians to vote their way. They spend money, but it's not necessarily trying to get those votes in that particular way.
No, I guess what I'm saying is that something which has been proven time and time again to cause destruction and take lives, and the money from it then goes into political campaigns.
Well, how about the people who build the munitions for our armed services? They kill a whole lot more people than any private firearms industry does, and yet we go all over the world and do that. And there are people in those industries that are spending a whole lot more money than the private owners of firearms are in this country or any other country.
Jerry Henry talking gun ownership with us on Counting the Cost. Thank you for your time.
I enjoyed it very much. Thank you.